Hello friends, for JEE Advanced 2020 scheduled on 27th September, here is the review problem. The first review problem is a combined application of simple harmonic oscillations and impulse momentum theorem. In this question, there are two spring dumbbells which are moving towards each other, consisting of two masses by each dumbbell of values m. The two dumbbells move towards each other, they undergo perfectly head-on elastic collision, and then at the time of collision, that means just before the collision, the separation between the two masses is given as capital L. You can read the question on the left hand side, and then we have been asked at what time the distance between the two particles will be again equals to the capital L. Okay, now let us assume that this time is t equal to 0. This given moment I can define as given moment as time t equal to 0. What will happen when the two masses will collide? What will happen when these two masses will collide? First of all, I need to calculate at what time they will come in contact with each other. So they are moving with equal velocities v0 and v0. So it is very obvious that they both will travel the same distance before they undergo the collision part. So just before the collision portion, this left side portion and the right side portion, they will travel by some distance like this, and the right side dumbbell will also travel to the left side by some distance. And because of the symmetry or identical velocities given for the two dumbbells, it is very obvious that the left dumbbell will travel a distance of L by 2 to the right hand side, and the right dumbbell will also travel a distance of L by 2 to the left side. So we can now calculate how much time or what will be this moment starting from the given moment. If this given moment is defined as t equal to 0, you can find out this moment as t equal to the distance L by 2 traveled by the dumbbells over the velocity v0. So this is the first time t1. This is the moment of collision, right? You can say that this is the moment of collision. The collision will begin at this point. And at this point, when the two masses will undergo some collision, their masses are moving with the same velocities v0 and v0. And in fact, both masses of the dumbbells are moving with the same velocities v0 and v0. So the two masses in the left dumbbell, they are also moving with the same velocity, and the two masses on the right hand dumbbell, they are also moving with the same velocity, but in the opposite directions. Now let us mark the masses as A, B, C, and D. Since the collision is between B and C, notice that the collision is between B and C, and they are connected by the spring. We all know that the spring force is never the impulsive force. It cannot be impulsive forces. That means if the body is attached to the spring and then you put some external impulse on that body, the spring will not react impulsively. So this block C will give some impulse to the block B, but the spring won't exert any impulse on the block B. The spring force cannot be considered as impulsive forces. Because of that reason, the impulse on block B as well as block C is only the impulse which they offer to each other during the collision. A spring won't offer any kind of impulse to the blocks B and blocks C. So since block B and C are of identical masses, they undergo perfectly head-on elastic collision and they offer impulse to each other. So that impulse will change their momentums, and we can use a very basic fact that when two identical masses undergo the elastic collision, head-on elastic collision, they simply exchange their velocities, which means that the mass A and mass B and the mass C and mass D of the right dumbbell, B and C will exchange their velocities. That is very obvious. So now the block B will move to the left side with the velocity v0, exchange of velocity, and block C will move to the right side with the velocity v0. What will happen with A? A will still continue to move with the velocity v0 to the right hand side because object A has not received any kind of impulse, and therefore the momentum of A will not change. And similarly, the block D will still continue to move to the left side with the same velocity v0 as it is attached to the spring, and the spring will not offer any impulse to the block D. Spring force cannot be impulsive during the collision process. Therefore, so the first thing which is going to happen here is the exchange of velocity between the block B and block C because of the similar masses and the elastic behavior of the collision, right? Then after, now the block A and B of the same masses, what will happen? Now the center of mass of the block A and B, this center of mass of A and B, notice the two masses are traveling in the opposite direction with the same velocity, and if you apply the concept that the center of mass velocity can be written as m1 velocity 1 plus m2 velocity 2, but they are in the vectorial form and divided by m1 plus m2. And therefore, because A and B are of same masses, m1 is m, m2 is m, but v1 and v2 are equal and opposite directions, so this center of mass will immediately come to halt. It will stay. It will stop. It will stop now. And the same will happen with the center of mass of the block C and D. That will also come to rest. Notice before collision, the center of mass of the system was moving. The center of mass was moving with velocity v naught. But during collision and after collision, the center of mass will stop. And the two masses A and B will start oscillating in the frame of their center of mass. The center of mass will stop now. And the block B and block A will start oscillating. So A and B will now oscillate simple harmonically. They will oscillate simple harmonically in frame of their center of mass. And same for C and D. The same logic for block C and block D. One more fact we have to use here, that the spring constant is inversely proportional to the length of a spring. So if this length of a spring was L, and because the masses are integral, the center of mass will be at the middle point. It is very obvious that the center of mass of this system will be at the midpoint. Let us discuss this again, that we all know that if we have a spring of certain length having constant k, this is the basic fact. And now if you divide this spring in two parts of length L by 2 and L by 2, then we know that the constant of these portion becomes 2k and 2k for the ideal spring. So we are going to use this fact now. Block A was connected to the block B through a spring, and after collision these two blocks are moving with the velocities v naught in the opposite directions. They are moving with the same speed, opposite velocities, and the center of mass of this system comes to rest. And therefore you can think this problem as combination of two springs. We can think that block B is oscillating under a spring of constant 2k, and also block A is oscillating under the spring of constant 2k, because they are oscillating by half of the springs. The center of mass is now at rest. So you can divide the whole spring in two portions, and we can separately think the oscillation of B and oscillation of A under two different springs of similar constants, but they are 2k. They are not equal to the previous spring constant k. And now this block B is going to the left side with velocity v, and it will start oscillating. That means the block B will first compress this spring, and it will come to rest. And then again block B, then again this block B will move to the right side with the same velocity. And this is basically all concept of simple harmonic oscillations. And this movement of B to the left side and then coming back to the initial position is basically half oscillation. This is basically half oscillation. And it will take a time of, this half oscillation will take a time of half time period, which is pi over root of m by constant will be taken as 2k, because they are oscillating under a spring of constant 2k, this half oscillation. And the same will happen with block C and block D. Now let us summarize this problem here. So this is two blocks A and B, and then block C and D connected by the similar strings. The problem begins when the separation was L. Then then after a certain moment, A and B comes in the physical contact with each other. They undergo the collision process, and it takes a time of, this process takes a time of, from here to here, the time is L by 2 divided by V naught, right? This is the time from here to here. Then from this point, what is going to happen is the center of mass will now remain at rest. This center of mass will remain at rest. Other center of mass will also remain at rest. A will continue to move with the same velocity. B will reverse down. D continues to move with the same velocity. And this B oscillates now. It oscillates with respect to center of mass. So this mass B will go to the left side and then come to the right side. And after half oscillations, the blocks, after half oscillations, the blocks will be again at the same place, but their velocities are now in the different directions. So what will happen after half oscillation? That center of mass will remain at rest. Block A has now velocity to the left side. Block B has a velocity to the right side. And block C has a velocity. Notice that block C has a velocity to the left side now. After half oscillation, block spring is connected. Block D will have a velocity to the right hand side. So now again B and C will collide. So they are again re-collision. The blocks B and C are again colliding, and again exchange of velocity. Again they will exchange of velocity. Okay. So after that, what will happen? Once again there is exchange of velocity between B and C. So what is going to happen is this block B will now move to the left side. Block C will move to the right side, whereas D already moving to the right side and A is already moving to the left side. So now the center of mass will pick the velocity. Now this center of mass of both masses will pick the velocity. So center of mass picks up velocity again, and now the dumbbells will separate from each other. Now the two dumbbells will separate from each other, but they will again take some time for the separation to become L. So this whole process till the half oscillation, this took a time of, it took time equal to pi root m over twice of k. And further, this is not the end of problem, because we have to find the time when B and C are again separated by the L distance. They are again separated by L distance. So now this block A and B will move to the left side. Block C and block D will move to the right side. And they are again at a separation of L. Now this dumbbell is going to the left. Right side dumbbell is going to the right. Again the separation is L. And this will again require a time of, this will again require a time which is equals to L by 2 times of V naught. So what is total time? What is total time for this question? So this total time is starting from t equal to 0, L by 2 V naught plus this half oscillation time pi root m by 2k, and then again L by 2 V naught. This is the total time as required in this question. So this is a very good question involving the concept of impulse, momentum, and simple harmonic oscillation. The key point in this question is when B and C are going to collide, there is no change on block. There is no change in the velocities of block A and D, because A and B, they are connected together, but they are not connected by the string. They are connected by spring. If they are connected by the string, impulse will transmit from one block to the other block. Since they are attached with the spring does not allow, it does not transmit the impulse from one end to the other end, and therefore the collision between B and C is just like they are colliding independently without block A and block D. Right? Take care. Bye bye. With a new problem, I will come again for the JEE Advanced 2020.